Hello friends, welcome to MingleTech. Today we have came with another problem that is the minimum number. It's a easy level problem. Okay, let's see the problem. You are given an array of an element. In one operation, you can pick two indices I and j, such that array of I and should be greater than equal to array of j, and replaces the value of array of I with array of I minus array of j. Okay, you have to find. You have to minimize the value of the array after performing any operation इन सच ऑपरेशन ओके तो फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल हमें क्या कह रहा है ना एक एरे दे रखा है फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल वी हैव गिवन एन एरे राइट समथिंग लाइक दिस सपोज वी आर गिविंग 4 3 2 oh I have taken it for itself okay no problem and what we can do 2 right after we have to perform an operation and we have to keep in mind the array of I we have to keep in mind the condition array of I should be greater than equal to oh sorry array of j okay if it satisfy this criteria if it satisfy this criterion then after we have to perform an operation update our array of I with array of I minus array of j right array of I equals array of I minus array of j okay we have given this criteria right if you follow this criteria operation on this array of I should be greater than array of j if I take it array of j here and if I take I here, right? If I continue to perform an operation, if you add it over, then if you compare it, array of I, right? First of all, we have given the so that array of I greater than array of j and replaces the value of right. If we add it over, then we find that the array of I is 2 and but array of j is 4. It doesn't satisfy this criteria. Then further on, we will move on, and we will get to here. Uh, we will move our I pointer to here, right? If we move here, then this will satisfy the criteria because the area of I and area of j are equal, right? And there the equality signs also holds here. Then we will update our area of I equals area of I minus j. Then if we update it, then it becomes what 0, right? After that, we will move our I even we can if we get look at our updated array then 4 3 0 and 2 right and after that we will try to minimize it again right if we took our pointer suppose if I increase our I pointer to here if my I pointer comes to here and j pointer comes to here right and if you compare it the area of I is greater than area of j right at that point of time it will update area of I by area of I minus j right then here it will becomes what 4 minus 3 equal 1 right uh, now we have updated array as a 1 3 1 3 0 and 2 right again we have to minimize it right okay one thing we can keep if my I pointers will be here, right, and j pointers will be here, right. If you compare that area of I is greater than area of j, right, then we have to update by it. If we do it will satisfy. First of all, we will check if this criteria will satisfy or not. Here it is satisfying that. Then after we will update it, then 3 minus 2 it equals becomes 1 here, right? Now we have 1 1 1 1 0 and 2, right? Even we can now minimize it, right? Okay, if we are having the I pointer as here and j pointer as something like here, right? No problem at all. Then we will update itself array of I minus array of j, then it also becomes 1, right? Again we can perform such operations, right? Now we are having 1 1 0 and 1, right? If we again perform if suppose we take we are having I here, right? And j as here, okay. If you again perform a operation, then it becomes 0 again. If my I pointer comes to here, then it also becomes 0, and at last we are having with 0 1 0 0. In this case, the maximum value after minimizing the array, we have to return the maximum element. Here the maximum element is what? 1, right? We will simply return that. But as you can say, it quite complicated because if you added using the for loop or while loop, suppose we will initialize I equal minus 1. We have to I is equal to minus n minus 1, right? And j equal to 0, and j equal to 0, okay. If you implement it using the while loop, then it continues to continue to operate until the condition is satisfying, and we will suppose in first operation we have updated it, right? And here in this problem what we have to do, if we have already updated an array element, right? Again we have to check either we can update it so that we can minimize it completely, right? Okay, that's the main motive. Then if I was trying to implement it using the while loop, but it's get complicated for its fastest few of the case, but for the few of the test cases it get failed. That's why I have tried to solve it in another way, right? So I will explain over that. First of all, I will explain it. Okay, okay. Let's solve. We are here for, right. First of all, what we will do? Take a mini variable, mini, and means we will iterate over the array and check the minimum element and store it into it, right? If we iterate over here and we check the minimum element, then we will find the minimum element is 2, right? Then simply we will store it, right? After that we will iterate a for loop from 0 to n, n minus 1, right? N minus 1, okay. If you take array of I percent mini, if we take if array of I, where array of I is what? Suppose array of I, we text modulo over with mini. It's quite rough writing, sorry for that. And it's a remainder not equal to 0, right? It means it is completely divisible by it, right? In that case we will return 1, otherwise we will return 0. So let's check over it. Firstly we are having 4 here, right? If we divide 4 by 2, it leaves remainder 0, right? If we divide 3 by 2, it leaves remainder 1, and mm, right, and simply we will return the 1. As we have also seen the iterative method that we have intuitive method that we have solved using the rough idea, and even we have got the last answer was 1, right? And we have If we divide 4 by 2, it will leaves remainder 0. And here if we divide 2 by 2 itself, and it will also leaves remainder 0, and our final answer will be here, right? But we can check over the another one example too. Suppose we are having the array element as 4 and 2, right? In this case we will we have minimum element as 2, right? And if we divide 4 by 2, it leaves remainder 0, and 2 by 2 it leaves remainder 0. In that case we will return simply minimum element, and we will return the minimum element, which will be 2. uh, and even we can perform our basic approach to check over it, either it is right or wrong, right? If we do so, suppose we are having j pointer as here and I pointer as here, right? Anything we can check. Suppose I here or if let's clean it first of all. Suppose we are having I here and j here, right? Here here it is satisfying that array of I is greater than array of j, right? Then we will perform an operation array of I minus array of j. Then 4 minus 2, it becomes 2, right? Again we will perform same operation, it becomes 0, right? And we have for no more elements, so that we can minimize the array, right? So it's on the we have already updated our array, right? And in this we have to return our maximum, that will be 2. By our method we also getting the answer as 2, and here we also get the answer 2, right? Let's look over the code. Okay, firstly we have taken as mini. We will initialize by int max, right? After that we have added a for loop and choose the minimum element into it, and store the minimum element into mini, right? After that we have again added a for loop, and we have taken if array of 5% modulo of mini with mini not equal to 0. If it doesn't provide any remainder, sorry, if it doesn't completely divisible by the minimum, then it will, in that case we will return 1, otherwise we will return mini, right? That's the simple case, and we will simply run over it, compile and run it as it uh, completely run, and it's try. I will try to submit it. Okay, it's fine. If we talk about the time complexity, it's simply that it's iterating over an array. Okay, then it's over a for loop, right? And its time complexity will be order of n. And if we talk about the space complexity, it will becomes of 1, because we have storing simply single element and checking over that. Okay, hope you have liked the video. If you like the video, then please like the video and channel, subscribe the channel, so that you can clearly watch our videos and get the notification of that. Thank you for watching. Bye.